on, my hungry humans, and welcome back to the Hungry Road. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If it's your first time seeing my face, please go ahead and smash the subscribe button and like the video while you're at it. It helps me out in the algorithm. But today's rental of the week is the 2021 BMW 228i xDrive. Now, the xDrive just means all-wheel drive. It's like BMW sort of name for all-wheel drive. This car is usually front-wheel drive because it's built off of the Mini Cooper platform. If you didn't know that, that's kind of a funny one right there. BMW owns Mini Cooper. But anyway, yeah, so this is the all-wheel drive, so you get a lot more torque and stuff. But I do want to shout out the National Rental Car Assistant Managers at the Pittsburgh International Airport. I really appreciate you working with me and let me take this car out for the week. I said I was going to have it back by Friday, but it's Wednesday, so you can have it back a little early. Well, let's go over some of the things I like and don't like about it. Now, this is BMW's subcompact car. So you do have the 1 Series. It does exist. It's really, really small. That's actually the compact. Then you have this one here, subcompact. Then you have the 3 Series, then the 4 Series, then the 5 Series, and there's no more 6 Series, then the 7s, and the 8s. So there's a lot of cars to choose from. But this is like the entry-level sort of BMW right here. It starts at about $38,000, which I think is actually really, really good for a BMW with this kind of power. So this car here is powered by a turbo inline 4-cylinder, makes 228 horsepower, but you can option up to the sports package, whatever, the M235i. That'll give you a bump in power up to 301. And BMW does their like naming and trim levels a little bit weird. So this is the 2 Series. It's like a chassis, a platform. And there are 3 trims, if I want to say. 228i is the first trim. It's kind of the base model. It's the lowest level. Then there's the M235i. It's kind of like saying a Dodge Challenger RT compared to the base model, but it's not quite the SRT. I hope that makes sense. Or it's like saying an AMG 55 or 45 instead of the 63. Hope that makes sense if you car people know what I'm talking about. But then there's the M2. I'm not even going to talk about the M2. It's a whole different beast. But yes, so this car does come stock with like 17-inch wheels. It does have a few sort of packages added to it that bump the price up a little bit, and I'll mention those as I go along in the review. Like I did mention, this is a 2021, but this is the latest generation of BMW 2 Series. You can still go to the dealership and buy these new, or you can still go online and build your own. So I'm going to go over some of those options you could add if you wanted to buy a brand new one. And I'm also some of the pre-owned prices. But this car here is in Alpine White. It's one of the 2 free colors you can get. The other one is jet black. That's pretty plain and simple. Now let's get to the interesting stuff here. So we have 2 more colors here: Melbourne Red Metallic and Mineral White Metallic. You're gonna have like some flakes in the paint. It's gonna pop a little bit more in the sun. Those are extra $650. I think that's very, very reasonable for a better paint code or better paint color. Next is going to be Storm Gray Metallic. That's $1,200. Now, how much better can that look? I don't know, but I'd love to see it. Now, here's where it gets interesting. 2 more colors here: Miso Blue Metallic and Snapper Rocks Blue Metallic. Those both require the purchase of an M Sport package, which includes bigger 18-inch wheels. You get like ground effects, like stuff like a side skirts, front splitter, like sort of like a diffuser sort of thing back there, and you get all-season run flat tires. Now, to get one of those 2 paint codes, you got to buy this package, and the total is like $3,400. Now, I would need to see these colors in person. Online, they look absolutely beautiful, but like, why would BMW make you want to buy all this extra stuff just to put some paint on the car? I'm wondering if it's supposed to be a top tier paint, so you got to spec the car up a little higher, then you are deserving of the paint. I don't know, but that's BMW for you. All right, let's check out the front end here. It's not the most beautiful front end I've ever seen, but it's certainly aggressive and it's certainly BMW. But let's check out these running lights. It's absolutely beautiful. The entire cluster is full of LEDs. You have the BMW LED logo right there on top, like sort of an aluminum sort of, I don't know, accent right here. Very, very beautiful. It's kind of funny to see how the BMW Angel Eyes have sort of evolved over time. Remember, like back on the old 5 Series, there's a little yellow circle behind the headlight. Now we got these very, very, looks like a hexagonal sort of shapes here with so many little designs on the inside. It's very, very beautiful. One of the best looking headlights, I think, in the car industry. Below that, we do have your fog lights down here. The whole thing is LED, as I would expect from a car at this price point. One thing I don't understand, the front grille. Now, this doesn't have the giant front grille that's been very controversial throughout the other BMW car series. But there's like, these are like sealed. It's like by a plastic thing. Like, do these move? Like, how's the car get air? By this down here, that's impossible. Or from underneath, I don't know. But I'm gonna see if I can try to capture these opening. I know some BMW car models, this grille will open up to get more air in the car, and it'll seal for more aerodynamics, but I don't understand it at all. But right up here, we have the Bavarian Motorworks crest. Very, very nice, decent looking front end. Pretty aerodynamic down here at the bottom. So on the M235i and the M2s, this front clip will actually be very different. I'll try to throw some pictures in here for you. One of my favorite features of the BMW 228i are the frameless doors. Check this out. So there's actually no frame that goes over the door just like this. It's really, really cool. Back doors are the same situation here. Although this is as far as the window will go down due to the shape of the door and stuff. I mean, that's fine. I can't control that. I don't be sitting in the back seat anyway. Ha ha. But one drawback of the frameless doors is you get rid of that sound deadeness. So listen to the door shut. It's a little bit of a thud, isn't it? So not like the BMW 5 Series I had, where it was like a nice muffled sort of low cough kind of sound. I mean, it's kind of a sacrifice you make for that sort of aesthetic. I like it though. I mean, how many times have you opened and shut my door? Probably quite a lot, but whatever. Now this is a beautiful back end here. Though I wish it was a little bit more sporty, even put a spoiler up here or a ducktail spoiler. Then if the trunk lid come up and do a little bit of this, but no matter. This is the 228i, it's the base model, the sport package, or the M2. You get all that stuff with those. But look at the simplicity of this back end. We have a nice black stripe that kind of breaks up the white paint here. These huge tail lights. We have a nice turn signal that wraps around the side over here, and it's all big one running light. This is gorgeous. Now it reminds me of the new generation of BMW. Like, if you look at almost all the BMWs, they're gonna have this sort of style. You know, it's kind of like when a new clothing line comes out. You know, all the pieces have something to resemble each other. It's the same thing in the car industry. When a new model comes out or a new generation comes out, they resemble each other in so many different ways. Moving on. But yes, this is a California car. Someone drove this from California to Pittsburgh. That's crazy. And the funny part is, it's a white BMW with California plates. Now, if you know anything about car industry, it's always the white BMWs in California that's not using their blinkers and causing a bunch of trouble. It's kind of funny that this is exactly what this is. But anyway, we do have the crest, family crest right there in the middle. And check out these big exhaust pipes. That's actually quite a bit of exhaust. That's my fist right here next to the pipe. That's quite a bit of exhaust pipe for a little 2 Series here. We have a nice little diffuser down here, but the back end is definitely a looker. I love it. We do have the trim level right here and your all-wheel drive insignia right there. Not a bad back end at all. I really like it. Oh, I can't forget to mention, we do have some fake vents right here. I'm not sure. Maybe on the upper trim level, this is actually a real vent that will pipe in air from back here that helps reduce the turbulence from the rear wheel spinning. It's my guess. But on this one, it's fake. All right, we do have the key here for the BMW 228i. Nothing crazy. It's very light, a little plasticky. Doesn't feel very heavy or anything like that. But we do have an unlock button up top. The lock button is the BMW logo right there in the middle. Trunk button here and a panic button. But to get into the car, keep the key in your pocket or on you as you walk up to the car will notice that you're here, and the mirrors will unlock and you can just get in. Now, same thing in reverse. If I walk away from the car will notice the key is gone and will lock itself up. If for some reason your car is not recognizing you getting in or getting close to it, we have these 3 little lines right here. This is going to be to lock the car, but this entire thing right here is a touch panel. So if you come into the car, you grab the handle, it'll unlock. But to lock it back, you press this guy right here. If you don't trust it, see, it just locked right by itself. All right, let's discuss the interior of the BMW 228i. It's a little cozy in here, but if you can scoot the seats all the way back, then you're fine. My legs are like completely stretched out and I have plenty of space, but there's no room for anybody in the back seat. So you can kind of call it like a big 2-seater car. I don't think you can put a lot of people in the back seat, but if you have to, you can always move the seat up. But yes, the interior here, it's very nice. It's very, I wouldn't say it's cramped. I like to use the word cozy or comfortable. It's nice in here, a lot of sharp lines, sharp edges, gives a very futuristic vibe. I really like it. Now, one thing that's very weird to me is the gauge cluster. It's an entirely digital cluster, but there's like circles around spaces for the speedometer and the tachometer. Like, why don't you just make them analog? Why would you digitize something then make it look analog? I don't know, it seems kind of backwards to me, but whatever. You can kind of cycle through the main menu right there. There's a button on this side of the steering wheel right here that allows you to cycle through menus or whatever. Nothing too crazy. The steering wheel is very, very simple. It's not too cramped, too crowded. I actually really like that. But let's discuss the interior colors for a second. So right now we're sitting in a black monotone sort of color scheme. It's very boring, very basic. I get it, it's fine. It's the safest option. It's free and you won't rub your jean, ink on your seats or whatever. But there's a free oyster and black two-tone sort of color scheme, which looks much better. I put a picture on the screen for you right here, but it looks much better. It'll look a lot better with this paint code as well on the outside. So now there are 4 more interior colors you can go with. The first one's going to be a magma red perforated. So now perforated means, see these little lines right here in the leather? There's going to be like a needle went in and out of it. It looks more luxurious, whatever. It's fine. I don't think it's necessary, but whatever. Magma red perforated, mocha perforated, oyster perforated, and there's a black perforated. Now, why you do a black perforated over this regular black, I don't know. But if you want any of those 4 interior schemes, you get to include the $1,500 convenience package, which this car does have. And that includes the panoramic sunroof up here above my head. We also have keyless entry, so you keep the key in your pocket and walk up to the car. It opens up for you, all that kind of stuff. And lumbar support, it's like a little piece in your seat. You got a poker in the back for you to sit up straight. Now, you can go even further. There is the Premium 2 package, which includes heated steering wheel, which this car does have. The heated steering wheel button is right below the airbag. Cool. You also get ambient lighting and a bigger 10.25-inch screen. This car does not have either of those options, but I thank you for whoever optioned this car for adding the heated wheel and the heated seats and stuff, for winter times here. But wait, this is a California car. Why would you need a heated wheel and heated seats? I don't know. Maybe they plan on bringing it over here. I don't know. Let's run through the infotainment real quick here. This is BMW's iDrive system. You can control it down here. We do have all your quick connect or quick sort of shortcuts right here, and we're going to control it right here. So let's go down to a interesting menu down here. Let's go to car real quick. Slide over to driving status. And if you don't want to use the actual knob here, you can just touch the screen. So we do have sports displays. You can see your G-forces and all kinds of stuff, your temperatures and stuff in case you're on a track or you're racing somebody down the street. No big deal. Press the back button up here to go back, and the energy flow. You can see where the energy is going from the engine and which wheels and all that kind of stuff. Sorry for the glare there. But below that, we do have all our climate controls down here. Now, one thing that bothers me, see it says menu AC right here? You can't just press this button to turn the AC on and off. You have to actually go into a menu. You have to press that, go into the menu, go down one, press the heating, ventilation, and then turn the AC on. Then when AC comes on, you have a little AC logo right there. Like, why do I gotta do all that for AC? You go back into it. Like, I can't just hold it down or anything like that. It doesn't go off. I gotta go back into the menu and go back into heating, ventilation, and turn it off. I see the AC's gone now. I don't like that at all. I think it's very stupid. It takes too much time. But below that, we do have a place to put your phone. I don't think it's a wireless charger. My phone's too big to actually fit flush in here. There's a little rubber gasket in here. So I don't know if we can get in there to see it. A quarter. Ha! All right, I'll take that. And then we can get in here. Nope, can't really see it, but a rubber gasket back there. We do have a cup holders right here front, 12-volt outlet, USB-C port USB-A port right there. And we can check out the not old school, but like we have a gear shifter here. Put your foot on the brake and squeeze the side right there. Pull back. Car goes into drive. You have a little D right there at the bottom. And you want to go into neutral, just push it forward. So now we're in neutral. We're going to reverse. Push this button in, push it all the way forward. So now we're in reverse right here. We have a decent looking reverse camera right there. And I put it in park. Press a little P right here. Boom, you're done. Obviously, start buttons right there. Here is your, auto start at the light. Turn that off. Or when you go into sport mode, it turns it off for you. Boom. See, it turns off. Sport mode is my favorite. We have traction control off. Turn your parking sensors on and off if they're going crazy with snow on your car or something like that. But yeah, man, parking brake back here. Auto hold at the light. Nothing crazy. Inside your armrest, we do have a USB-C port. That's that guy right there. And a decent amount of storage in here. Nothing crazy. You can put a water bottle or passport or something in there, but close that. But not a bad job in the interior. I actually really like it. It's cozy. Like I said, it's cozy and quaint. Let's discuss the back seat here of the BMW 228i. It's pretty cozy. I'm going to keep using that word. I do have plenty of space in front of me for my knees. Now, that seat's pushed up pretty far. I don't know. I just moved the seat. Well, I do have cutouts here for my knees, but I'm too tall for that. So I don't know who's supposed to be sitting back here. Really young kids, or you can get one person lay across the seat. I don't know, but we do have some amenities back here. We do have 2 USB-C ports down here at the bottom. I do have my own climate vents back here. I can't control the climate control, but the vents are back here. I do have a coat hanger up here. I have no OS word handle back here. I gotta just hold onto the door here. We do have a cup holder in each door slot over there. Storage pocket in the back seat, no big deal. And let's talk about this armrest here. Pull the armrest down. Cool. Now, so the armrest, y'all could just put some cup holders here. You ain't gonna do all this extra stuff. You gotta press this button to open up the cup holders. And what if my cup's bigger than this, huh? I just gotta hold it. I can't put it in here because you got all this extra stuff in the way. You gotta be extra sometimes, huh, BMW? But it's cool. It's cool. Fold these back. See, look now. See that sound I'm making? It's like I'm breaking it. Fold that back in. Put it up here. There's even a third row headrest right here. And do I dare fold down the entire middle? There we go. Now we got an armrest right here. But yes, to fold down the middle seat here, there's a little lever right there in the middle of it. Nothing crazy, but I'm sure it works like that for the other 2 seats as well. 3 ways to open the trunk. One of them is to press that button right there on the door. We do have the button on the key we can use to open the trunk, or you come down here and press this little rubber button right here, and the trunk will open up. Now, there's not a lot of room in here. You know, I have pretty much a full-size suitcase, my toolkit for my job, and my backpack. My camera equipment had to sit over here on the side or has to go in the back seat. But it's not bad in here. I mean, it's cozy. I could probably get one more bag up in here somewhere. But yeah, it's not a lot of room. Again, it's a 2 Series. It's not going to be some super grand cruiser. It's, you know, it's to put around town or whatever. All right, y'all. We are inside the BMW 228i. Oh, I can make this light. I didn't make the light. But anyway, like I've mentioned before, it's a very cozy, very comforting interior. I can lower these windows just a little bit. It is warm in here, but like cold outside. So I need to get a good mixture of air in here. It's always a glorious sound. I will be missing those in the future, but they'll still be around. People are gonna still have those cars anyway. But yes, very nice driver-focused cockpit. Things are tilted toward me, so I can access things pretty easily. As far as like touching the screen up here versus using the control down here, I actually think I like using the control more. Touching the screen, you know, it's a little bit of a reach because I sit a little further back. I'm a big guy. I need room and stuff. Like I said, it's a cramped interior in here, but very nice, very cool. Good point of view. Good. You know, I can see everything around me, even looking over my shoulder. I mean, maybe this passenger seat might be in the way of seeing out of the back window, but everything's fine. It's cool. I like it. I really, really like the interior. I feel good. I feel like the car is not too big. Though the car is small, it doesn't feel that small. It doesn't feel like a compact car like a Yaris or a Corolla or something like that. It feels just a bit bigger. And I like how they did it. So the car does feel like it has plenty of power. It feels nimble. It feels not terribly tight because I can turn the wheel like this. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. I am turning the wheel, but the car is still going straight. So the steering is not super dialed in or super like dynamic or whatever because I am in sport mode right now. But when I put it around a corner or something like that, it definitely feels a little tighter, like it hugs the road, makes me feel safe when I'm going around a corner. So I've only driven one other BMW, actually 2 other BMWs. I have driven a 4 Series convertible, that was before I started the channel, and the 5 Series that you've seen on the channel before, one of the first videos I've ever put out. And I feel like people who buy the 2 Series really want the 3 Series, but it's just too much money. Because like the 3 Series and like the 5 Series, those are kind of like flagship cars for BMW. The 2, kind of like an offshoot. Like I said, this car starts at like $38,000, but the way this one is equipped, it's about $42,000. And I think that's actually pretty reasonable for what you get. Granted, it is a really small, not really small, but it's a really small car. But you do get good power, 228 horsepower to all 4 wheels. It definitely feels torquey. It's quick. It is nimble. Like I said, I've used these words before throughout the video, but it does what it's supposed to do. The digital instrument cluster, the Apple CarPlay, the Android Auto, the dual zone climate control. I mean, it's a pretty spacious and futuristic interior. I think it's done really well. I don't say this about many cars, but I actually think it's priced pretty effectively. This does compete directly with the Audi A3 and I believe the Mercedes-Benz C Series. Don't quote me. Yeah, it's got to be the C Series because the 5 would be the E series and 7 would be the S series. Okay, but yeah, so it's a great competitor. I don't know the price points of the other two cars. I think they're about the same, but they're done really well. I get automatic blind spot detection. You can get adaptive cruise control on this guy here, but it's an option like almost everything these days. Sound system is pretty good as well. I can bump my tunes, but again, it's a small car. You only put so many speakers in here. You only get this. You only get acoustics that are so good in here. So I get it. It's better than my sound system, my Ford Taurus, I tell you that. All right, the road has opened up a bit, but it is raining, as you can see on the window. You can probably hear. So it's not very safe to do any crazy maneuvers. But yeah, like I said, I do feel safe when I put the car into a corner. I turn, you know, it feels pretty agile, pretty nimble. I lean my head with the car. Oh man, it's really coming down now, but it's still gripping the road. I still feel safe. I still feel comfortable. Very easy to drive car for sure. Let's just slow down. I did want to mention the brakes on this car. They're actually pretty good, but this car does have 36,000 miles. But I noticed the size of the brakes in comparison to the wheel itself. I was like, wow, that's a pretty good ratio there. I'll probably put a little clip up here for you, but yeah, the brake disc is huge compared to the little 17-inch wheel, and I'm sure the brake disc might stay the same or increase in size if you get the 18-inch wheels. Who knows? I don't know. All right, finally on the highway, it starts raining and people just forget how to drive. They forget physics. They forget that water is slippery. You know, you got to slow down in the rain. And there's accidents. Like, I don't understand. But anyway, we're headed to the airport now. Finally on the highway. Got about 19 minutes left on my drive. But as far as it being a cruiser, yeah, sure. It's a cool, tiny, cute cruiser. You know, you can't really stretch out up in here. I guess if you're by yourself, you can kind of stretch out, but there's not much GT about it. Grand Touring, you know, kind of cruiser. And it's straight. Lane keep assist is a bit aggressive. Like, you get too close to the line, the wheel kind of like yanks you back the other way. Like, all right, bro, chill out. Let's see if it works here. I'm gonna slide to the left. I mean, it works. It definitely works. But yeah, it's pretty aggressive. It's raining too hard, guys, and there's too much traffic. I'm not gonna be able to punch it to give you a 60 to 120 or 0 to 60 or anything like that. I gotta be safe out here. I gotta get back home to Bay, family and the pups and dogs and everybody else who's waiting on me. But yeah, man, I like this car. Yeah, guys, it's too much rain right now. It's too wet on the road, too much traffic. I'm not gonna be able to punch it, so I can't give you a 0 to 60 or a 60 to 120 or whatever the kids are doing these days. I gotta stay safe. I gotta get back home. But yeah, man, that's about it. That's all we gotta say about this car. Let's go to the outro. All right, y'all, I got one more chance to punch it. I just put gas in it. Got my little runway in front of me, and we're gonna mash it. This thing is quick, man. It's so fun. All right, I was supposed to yield. I mashed it, but I made sure it was safe first. But yeah, man, this is a nice little ride, man. It feels so, I don't know, like I said, it shrinks around you and it makes you feel confident, like you're a race car driver. I wonder if, like, this is what, like, big Lamborghinis feel like, but they're big, but they feel like this. I can't wait to get to that level when I'm reviewing those kind of cars, but man. Well, that's my time with the 2021 BMW 228i xDrive. I really enjoyed myself with this car. I actually wish I had it for longer than only a couple days. I would love to take it on a little road trip and drive somewhere else. But to see how it feels to be a grand cruiser, you know, because this thing whips around town, it hits the corner. You know, Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania roads, they be doing all kind of crazy stuff. And I'd be like, wow, what are you doing, Pennsylvania? But the car handles the roads very, very well. It feels like it shrinks around you. Not a go-kart for the road per se, but like, I don't know, I could throw it into a corner and I had confidence in it, and I could punch up the line. I'd get me a little head snap there. It says 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. I don't really believe that. I'm sure I tested it somewhere in this video. But yes, I feel like I could do whatever white BMW drivers do. Not white people BMW drivers, white painted BMW drivers. That's like a joke for the white California BMW. Anyway, don't worry about it. But again, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button first and seeing my face, and like the video. It helps me out in the algorithm. And if you watch the video this far, you must like me. Go ahead and drop a sub. I do food reviews. I'm a wing connoisseur. I do shoe reviews. I've been collecting shoes recently, getting a little out of control. And I recently started my own Hot Ones sort of show. You know, I call it the Burning Boulevard because everything is road related. But anyway, guys, take care, stay safe. Thank you very much.